joined now by Phil Brown, Kidderminster Harriers manager. Congratulations, great way to start the season.
Yeah, coming to a place that I know very well, Darlington. It's never going to be easy, and it has to be said we didn't play our best football, which we've been playing in pre-season. And the noticeable thing was how dry the ground was. You know, it was a real sticky ground, and it's a decent enough pitch, there's no doubt about it. But they've not controlled any water input on the pitch, and consequently, because of that, we couldn't get our passing going. But I'm not going to hear, I'm not here to complain about the state of the pitch. I'm just saying there's lots of improvement to come. We've got 2 games back to back now at Agbra, where the pitch will be watered, no doubt about it, and it'll be slick, and it'll be hopefully a little bit livelier than it was today. But when you come to places like Darlington, I know there's nearly 2,000 here, and it's a long journey for the supporters. And when they turn up in the numbers, which they do at Kidderminster on a regular basis, I'll be delighted. The more travelling fans we have, the more commitment that we have from the terraces, the more I know that the players will respond to that, and that's what they did today. Second goal killed them off. Seb then had a chance, having come on as sub for Ash Evans, to make it 3-0, and I could just sit back and relax. But you knew if a goal went in with 9 minutes, 8 minutes to go, whenever the second goal went in, with 9 minutes, 8 minutes to go plus extra time, if a goal goes in, it's going to be a little bit of a nervy finish. But it was nervy to a certain extent, but the players controlled themselves so well today, from an emotional point of view. And guaranteed, Trevor, the first game of the season, it's 25 degrees, it's just phenomenal. And people don't realise what the players have put themselves through in the last 6 weeks, and that's the benefit that we've seen today. The fact that they've got through this rigorous test of character first and foremost, but fitness.
You looked in control in the first half. I thought you were very good value for a 1-0 half-time lead. I thought in that first half it was easy to see why you'd signed Luke Summerfield, really, because a lot of what you were doing was going through him.
I'm not saying Luke's going to be found out. He looks for space, he tries to find space, and when he can't get it in front of the back 3 or back 2 or back 4, he'll go behind it and get the ball. I trust him with the ball. I think the players trust him with the ball. I like to prefer him, to see him in a midfield 3 making forward passes, and we work towards doing that. But we just, because of the stickiness of the pitch, we just couldn't pass the ball quick enough, and that's what we want to do. That's what we want to try and achieve. But bottom line, not being able to pass the ball and creating the chances that we did create, I thought we were value for money at half time, being 1-0 up, and certainly value for money for the second goal. We then had to defend a little bit, which we did do. Unfortunately, they stuck one in the top corner from 25-30 yards, whatever it was, and it's a great goal. But you have to say it today, if you're looking at quality in the National League North, the 3 goals today, just have a look at them. Quality on all fronts, either movement or ability in the 6-yard box to head the ball towards goal, or free kicks or whatever. There was a lot to admire about today's performance, but the most important part was the 3 points and the resilience that we built up over the pre-season.
Very good defensive showing on the road as well, because Christian Dibble didn't have an awful lot to do, did he, behind that back four? When
he does have something to do, he normally steps up to the plate, and I don't think he could have done anything about the free kick in my eyes, but he's a reliable soul, hence the reason why we did everything we possibly could to re-sign him. And I think once the back 4 start trusting him, it was half a new back 4, if you like. Penn's played quite a few games for me last season, and I think Caleb Richards playing all 18. So with Downs coming in, and Joe Fawkes, I thought, is a great outlet for us on the right hand side when we've got a left winger in Maz. And sometimes as a fullback you get a little bit lost when you haven't got a winger in front of you. But Joe, I think, exploits that space so well, and we played to him quite often in the second half, and I thought he hurt the opposition the way he stretched him. But where Joe is concerned, the most enjoyable thing is he defends his own back post well. So he knows he's a number 2, and I know the number 2 was taken before he decided to choose the 12, but it shows by just choosing the 12 it's still got a 2 in it, and that for me is a sign that he's a fullback, he's a proper fullback. But it was good to see the new boys. We had 5 new boys in the side today, and 1 or 2 still to come through. Rhys Devine missed out on the bench, unfortunately, but Ben Beresford was ready to come on. But I just thought best if Ben just, as a 19-year-old lad, just has a little look to see what this looks like, And don't get me wrong, he scored goals at this level last year, and enough goals. But we didn't actually need his goals today, because Amari started well, Hemo started well, Maz started well. And I think with enough quality in the final third, I think there's a chance that, if they keep Ben Beresford sitting on his backside, sitting on his hands, Ben won't be happy, but I tell you what, you'll see what kind of work it's going to take for it to be a number 9 for Kidderminster Harriers.
great start on the road and 2 home games to come therefore.
Yeah, but not count my chickens. We've got Radcliffe Borough. I don't know how they got on today. I don't know the results. I just overheard on the tannery that South Shields got beat 3-0. So there might be 1 or 2 shock results, but it'll take probably 10-12 games before everybody beds himself in. Bookmakers will always tell who the favourites are before the first game, and then after the first game it changes. I'm not bothered about what the bookmakers are saying. What I am bothered about is how we perform at places like Darlington, because it won't be easy for teams coming here. Steve Watson, he's got a tune out of this group of players, and that tune has been something like 65% win ratio. When a manager's got that, he's doing something right. So teams will come here, and there won't be an easy task. I think there'll be a strong force, and they'll be there at the end. I've no doubt in my mind. But I'm not bothered about what Darlington's going to be like at the end of the season. I want to know what we'll be like at the end of the season. And to travel to Darlington and get the 3 points is a great performance.